Switch to Sensodyne Sensitivity Gum and
One, and we're good. What is up? What is up? This is In My Circle. I'm Ralph, and this is Andreas. We're going to talk about one of the hottest books right now. It's Beyond Demons. And how you been? How's everything?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Tell me about yourself.
My name is Andres de Jesus, Puerto Rican, from New Jersey.
Boricua.
Definitely. My first book, Beyond Demons.
So I got a question. You put, it's hard to publish a book.
Indeed.
It's a lot. You got to find a publisher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to write the book.
Self-published.
So you self-published.
Indeed.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And explain how was the whole process of that?
Man, it took long. It's been like a 15-year process, man.
Really?
Yeah. Started, stopped, started, stopped. Ongoing. I think that it was until the last 2 years that I really focused on finishing it, and it was mainly just because my kids, man, like they loved what I had, and they were like, you have to finish it, and I was like, you know what, just to prove that things can be done, I decided to finish it for them.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That is amazing that your kids inspired you to push,
Definitely.
finish the book faster. Now tell me a little bit about the book.
I mean, the book, it has a little bit of everything. It's if somebody's looking for a book to read about love, and I mean, it's some in there. They want to read about a bromance. It's definitely in there. I think my main goal was to prove to have a book about like second chances. You know what I mean? Because in life, people don't normally get second chances.
Absolutely.
So I figured I'd write a book about how can somebody with the worst of backgrounds earn or deserve a second chance.
Now, so the book, is it a bunch of stories or is it just one straight story?
Just one straight story.
Nice. And you wrote this yourself?
Indeed.
15 years.
About that, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Listen, that's respect, man,
Yeah,
because
appreciate it.
and I can relate. I'm not like a writer yourself. I mean, you got a book. I don't. I got a bunch of notebooks full of bits. I'm a poet, and I just have poetry just stacked and stacked. And I'm telling myself one day I want to write a book, and one day I want to write a book about my life, where I came from. But that's yours is the whole 15 years. It kind of. I'm glad you had your kids to inspire you because
Definitely, me too.
Sometimes the everyday life and everything going in, will put us here, put us there, and then you'll be like, maybe 5 more years I'll finish it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a blessing that you had your kids to push you, to inspire you to finish it.
And it's funny you say because that's how I started. I started with like poems and spoken words and things like that. I mean, and then I just started getting thoughts together about making a whole story out of it. But I kept postponing it. And then one day my kids were just like, let's
So
go for it.
here goes to my next question. When did you start to want to be, when did you wake up to be, hey, I'm going to start writing now? Like when obviously it's before 15 years, maybe
Definitely, yeah.
20 years maybe.
Yeah, it's about, I
Maybe
would
more?
say 20 years. Yeah, I would say 20 years. I was in a place in life where I just needed to vent. You know what I mean? And instead of like reaching out for somebody to vent, I just started writing it down. And
Sometimes that's the best therapy.
it is. And you know what I mean, people started reading it and they didn't take it as me venting. They took it on some, wow, this is some amazing words, you know what I mean, like a poem. And I was like, I appreciate it. That's just me venting, you know what I mean? And then it just grew from there.
Well, the reason why that's amazing. The reason why I say that it's some of the best therapy is because the pages, they don't judge you. They don't yell back at you. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna leave. You know, they're gonna sit there and keep bringing it, keep bringing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it felt like the pages were listening. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So I just kept writing. They just kept listening, and I didn't feel like I had to force it or anything. You know what I mean? I just kept writing, and it was like one poem here, one poem there. And next, you know, I had like a notebook full of poems, but it wasn't nothing that I was trying to do for any reason. I was just inventing.
Yeah, it's sometimes as a writer you get, and I can understand 15 years off and on, because as a writer you get writer's block,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just not. It's not that you want to be lazy. It's not. It's sometimes it's just in life, your mind is not drawn to that those pages. So in the grand themes scheme of things, you know, you came together like and probably woke up in the middle of the night, bang, gotta write this down. Bang, gotta write that
Happened
down.
many nights.
Right.
Many nights, man. And it wasn't like I was aiming to be an author. It just felt like a story kept replaying in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna write it down. And every once in a while, I'll be on something. Oh man, that would have been dope to add to that story. And I just kept writing it down. But it was never in the intent of becoming an author until I had my kids, and they were like, "Man, you got to try it."
I'm a DJ, right? I never intended to become a DJ. I never, you know, my friend Chris will, you know, he's in here right now. He'll tell you, when we met, I wasn't a DJ. It was in the course of me hanging with all our friends that I'm like, you know what, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd be a DJ. You know, it's never thought about it. Never thought I'd be like, you know, published. I'm a published writer in different self-published books.
Yeah.
You know, you know, like poetry, but not like a whole book. So that's a big accomplishment, man.
Yeah,
You know, it's not everybody can say, you know, put your name next to an author. You know, that's gotta be a proud thing, man.
It was. Even when I finally came out and told my family and friends about it, it was unreal. You know what I mean?
Like, they're probably shocked. Like, what?
I was still shocked at the time. It was like, yeah, I'm kind of an author now.
I mean, I'm still shocked. I mean, we realized outside that
Yeah.
we went to school with each other. So
Indeed.
it's we're going back what? I'm not even gonna
years.
count, but we went to the high together.
Indeed, we
The
did.
Trenton High together.
Very high. Yep.
Shout out to the old Trenton High. That's another story for another day.
It was a different time. It was
Right,
a
right.
different time.
And so tell me about yourself. You know, what are your hobbies? You know, what do you see yourself in a couple of years?
I mean, like I said, I never intended to be an author, let alone be self-published. You know what I mean?
So is this the first, or you're working on another one?
That's my first, but I do have more.
Nice.
I have part 1 and part 2 out now in Amazon and Google Play and Barnes and Nobles, and part 3 is coming out end of this month. And after that, I'm working on 2 more that connect to this, but don't actually have to be read together. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely just going all out on it. Might as well have already started.
Yeah,
Gotta
now,
finish
see, now
strong.
you're official. You're official.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to bring you back one of these days. You know, when you get the second one or third one, or maybe both of them out together.
I'm ready for it.
So, second, what if you wasn't going to be an author? What do you think you would have been?
That's hard to say, man, because I was a lot of different jobs. You know what I mean? Have different careers. My aim at the time was just being a good father. You know what I mean? Like I never really had any thoughts about a career or anything like that in anything. I did whatever jobs I had to do, 2, 3 jobs. You know what I mean? At a time. And yeah, my goal was just
but
that.
now if you keep writing, you may not have to work anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
That's the idea.
That'd be a blessing. That'd be a blessing.
That's facts. You know, who's the girl that wrote the Harry Potter books?
Mhm.
She's
Indeed.
a billionaire now. I
Indeed.
think. Right,
She is.
so she don't have to work.
I think she owned like an island where she lives at right now.
right. So you never know. I mean,
Listen, I'm good with a 2-bedroom house. You know what I mean?
right, I'm good with the same. Give me all the money, but I still want the small stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, save the money. You know what I'm saying?
Still live in
Especially
Jersey.
living in an economy like this. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely different now.
So tell me more about the book. Like, tell me some of the story.
So it's the concept behind it is good versus evil. It's called Beyond Demons, but it is not because of what most people would think when they read something like Beyond Demons. It's the word beyond. I used it reflecting on how you can be more than just that, where you don't have to be settled to what people think about you. I mean, you can grow and be more. You can change and be more. Like I mentioned earlier, it's the whole opportunity of having a second chance. I mean, like, what would you do if you had that second chance? So I thought about what's the worst case scenario. Like, what if somebody like a demon, which in the book are called Philidians, is somebody that's that in that nature? What would they have to do to get a second chance? And that's what the book is about.
It's gonna make me want to read the book now. I'm gonna have to go back and read the book, because how you're telling me, it's I probably would have judged the book by its cover without understanding, and it's wrong, because you shouldn't judge a book.
Never,
but, and it's good that you're telling me, because now I want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the viewers, listen. If I want to read it, you're gonna have to read it. You're gonna have to read it. And we'll probably come back and do a review of the book.
Or what you read.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind coming back.
I would not. I would appreciate that.
And we'll make it even better next time. Make it even. I mean, I'm not saying. Listen, our first interview here. This is for nobody, for the viewers. I was on radio for 8 years, and we decided. Me and my producer decided to go on via podcast, and we've been toying it with launching the first official episode. This is Andreas, right? Andreas
Yes, sir.
Jesus is our first official guest on our new podcast. So
Yes.
you
awesome.
broke the ice over here with us.
First book, first time author, first podcast. It was meant to be.
I mean, yeah. Even though I was on this whole platform is totally new, fresh. So we wanted to bring somebody, people with substance, people with with a great background, a great story, And listen, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna have to get the book. I'm gonna have to get the book. You're gonna have to get the book. So where can you get the book? Where, if somebody is watching, where can they get the book?
It's available on Amazon right now on paperback and ebook. Mm-hmm. It's available on ebook for Google Play and Barnes & Noble for ebook.
And if you get the first book, be on the lookout. He's got a second book coming out soon. We don't have a release date for that, but soon. So pick up the book. It's definitely a good read. Definitely a great story behind it. Yeah, get it. It's he's got. I got the author right here. So real quick, I do this with all my guests that I've ever had. Who, if you had 3 heroes, who are your 3 heroes?
Man, I didn't expect that question.
That's why I sling them, throw them from different directions.
I get it. Like I guess for primary, probably my father, definitely. Like he showed me how to be a man. You know what I mean? He showed me how to be a father. He showed me that giving up was never what you could do. It was never an option. My kids, second and foremost. Like my kids are my heroes. Like they got me through a lot. I mean, they got me to finish the book. After 15 years, you know what I mean, they got me to finish the book. So
sometimes people don't know how, our kids, they bug us and drive us nuts. Sometimes they don't know, just coming over to give you a hug or, just letting you know everything's good, everything just, that they don't know that they can inspire us just like that,
I get it, and the best part about it is that they don't know they're inspiring you. You know what I mean? They do it because that's their love for you.
Yeah.
And it just
your kids are your kids are your biggest fans.
Indeed.
You're their biggest.
Exactly what I wrote in the book. My kids, my biggest fans.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I mean that's great that you shouted them out because
definitely.
They were your inspiration. They were like, yo, finish it.
Yeah, well, we used to get together every weekend and just like we'll read 1 or 2 chapters. next weekend 1 or 2 chapters, and there was just the excitement in their eyes and the
That's
wanting to
great,
know what
man.
happened next. I was like, man, I gotta finish this. And I mean, I got and not just finish it for them, but to prove to them that if you set out for it, you can accomplish it. It was like knocking a bird with, you know what I mean, 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah,
So,
that's such an amazing story that, see, I didn't know the backstory, complete backstory, and that's just one hell of a story,
yeah.
So I thought I asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, now that I'm committed, I would want to definitely continue being an author. I think that I was able to open up a lot more and express myself a lot more, and just once you get to writing and start creating everything and doing everything that you have to do for a book, it's
Everything starts to fall into place.
Yeah, and
You're like, all right, I got this, I got that, I got this.
Exactly, and you're doing it on a computer, on a notebook, or whatever. But when you see it all together and you see the accomplishment behind it and everything, I think that I'm definitely gonna stick around for a while.
That's
Yeah,
good.
books.
I definitely want to, like, I 100%. I would like you to come back and
I would love to.
talk about more books. I mean, there was, we've over the years I was blessed to interview, artists, watch them go from A to Z. I mean, amazing journeys.
Yeah.
Artists got, published, got signed, did all. I mean, I've met them all. I mean, politicians, they came on, as just regular, candidates, and now full-blown politicians from, from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing that, you're Boricua, and not a lot of us are Boricua. I'm Boricua too. People don't know that I'm Boricua too. If you do know, now you know. But a lot of Boricuas, I don't see a lot of Boricuas being published. A lot of writers, you know what I'm saying? Because, I guess that's not our
domain,
we're not used to.
yeah.
We're not used to writing.
Yeah.
We're used to doing reggaeton, salsa, merengue. We're used to either running a sophisticated restaurant, Puerto Rican food, or we're used to, we get the old, either contractor, electrician, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But never a writer. So that's, like I said, when I said that, that's accomplishment. You got to be proud. It's, it's
very much so.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Latin, a lot of Boricua writers. But in this day and age, I feel like it might be a dying art if we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't, I don't often see it.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said, there's different instances, but you're from the town. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Makes
I
sense.
went to school with you. It's, you're from out here. You're from Jersey. It doesn't always happen. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it's an accomplishment. I'm proud of you. Just
Appreciate it,
speaking to
appreciate
you, because it's easy to write something like this. It's easy for anybody getting lost. You said 15 years off. It's easy. It's crazy that you stayed on top of this for 15 years. I mean, that's dedication.
Yeah, I didn't think I was ever going to finish it, to be honest. Like, there were some times that I was like, I'm over it.
Shit, I might have to call you to help me write my book. Say, yo, you're gonna have to co-write my book, because no, we just can't wait 15 years. we want to make the money for it now.
Trust me, I understand. Like, I have 3 projects already in the works. It's just because I don't want to wait 15 years again. I want to just everything that I have built up and worked on. I just want to knock it out and see how it goes. I mean, it's something that once you start and pick up the pace, you got to keep running. You can't slow down or wait for it. You know what I mean? You got to just keep going. It took me 15 years to realize that, but I'm finally on that track.
Well, I mean, sometimes things. I look at it this way. Sometimes things happen for a reason, not because life came at you. It's because it's your time.
Indeed.
It's your time to be. It's your time to shine, to be seen as a writer, to seen to be an author. It's your time. That's just. I don't know how else to say, but it's your time.
It's what I keep telling myself. So when you get writer's block, I get it often. You know what I mean?
I get it too.
And you just got to be on something. You know what, man? You can't do that. You got to put that aside. I mean, if you got to wait for a little bit, or if you're getting writer's block with this story, start another one. I mean, or just see what you can come up, and move on to the next part. I mean, and it's just keep it moving.
So what's your favorite book?
Oh man, it's,
See, you came with your book. I need to know what's your favorite book.
it's hard to say. Like I've read a few books, and I like a lot of them. I don't want to sound
It could be anything. It could be anything.
yeah, I don't want to sound like everybody else and mention the same things, but I have to be honest. Like The Art of War is an amazing book. When you need that moment to reflect and think about stuff, Chicken Soup for the Soul is great. You know what I mean? It's just based on stories that just catch you. So I'm a little bit all over the place, but I think that when you
See,
start
it's okay to be all over the place. You're an author.
exactly
See,
where I was going
that's
for.
the you know, me as a DJ, I listen to all kinds of music, and they're like, "What? Well, I'm a DJ." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." You're see, that's you have that right now as you're an author. You could read anything you want,
You have to.
and exactly. One of my favorite books was a dictionary, Oxford Dictionary. This thing was like this big, and it didn't just give me the definition. It gave me 20 different ways to put, and I would read the definitions and the paragraphs, and it's crazy. A dictionary, an Oxford. I think I still have it. It's like blue and it's fat, and it had everything and anything in there. Second book, my second book was The Rise and Fall of the Gambinos. An insane book. I read it, and the reason why I'm gonna talk about it on my show one of these days, because how I read it on my way to work in Woodbridge up there, up far 2 hours away. So as I'm reading it, my late father-in-law is narrating parts of the book
Nice.
that was not in the book. So it's like, whoa. Like I'm reading it, and he's like, oh, Joe Gallo's like, yeah, he was up here, what's there? I'm like, whoa, like, so I'm getting firsthand accounts
Yeah.
of what I'm reading. So that's why it's one of my favorite books.
Yeah, it helps you put the details together, because sometimes you're reading the book, but when you get the details from outside of the box, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, that makes so much more
Yeah,
sense.
it kind of helped me understand the book more and in depth with what he told me. So I figured I'd just say that because
I get it.
It's one of my I figured we're gonna talk about that one of these days.
It's like one of the other books that I've read recently. It's actually from one of our family members, Edna Roman. She has books about nonfiction, about part of her life and stuff like that. And when you read them and you remember the things that were happening around that time, because we all lived through them, it's like, man, I get it. I see how she felt. I see what was going on because we were there. And now when you see that she's writing it, it's like you put her point of view with your point of view, and it's crazy. I mean, so it's dope when you have somebody else to add to the story, So it's like, even this book, it's like I speak to people about it, and I can't never explain it enough, because like you read it and you be on some, oh man, that was a great bromance book, you know what I mean? Because there's romance in there. Even though I wrote it for second chances, like people can read it and be on some romances.
You get a lot of different life lessons, life extras in there.
Exactly.
It's like food for the soul. Like it's basically you can read it. If you're having a bad day, read. Pick up a book. They say pick up a book. I mean, most of us pick up our phones these days, but it's always good to pick up a good book, because that's where all the real knowledge is. In my opinion, you can get anything from the internet, but from a book, I feel that's where the real knowledge is held.
I agree.
That's just me. I look at things differently in life, and
I'm the same way,
the
man.
books are I think that I compare them to cobblestones or bricks in our path in life, and each book is a different brick.
Yeah.
It's weird. I know it's crazy to say it like that.
That's an amazing way to see it, though, because
Right?
you're creating your own path by reading those books. You know what I mean? So it's like there's certain books that you can read and you be on some, all right, that was pretty cool. It was action packed, but it didn't really feed you anything. It didn't really help you build any more of that path. And I mean, then there's certain books that you can read and you be on some, man, that just really hit me. Like it's fiction. I know it's fake, but the way it all went down, it's like I can relate. That just helped me build a part of my path. So I really understand how you said it like that. I really, it's dope.
Right? And that just comes up. That's that's
It
how I
makes
see.
sense.
That's how I see. Like, each book you read can take you this way, it can take you that way. Like it could. They're books. Books are. They're made to open up your mind. They're to give you knowledge, because when we leave schools and institutions of education, they give you the paper, say, hey, bye, have a good day.
Yeah.
But they don't tell us, say, hey, listen, once you leave, the knowledge is done. You gotta, if you seek the knowledge, you gotta go and seek it yourself.
You got to seek it yourself. Yeah.
And you're probably like me, that you're constantly seeking the knowledge, seeking knowledge. You probably got notebooks with stories,
I do. Whether it's actual notebooks with pen and paper or notebook on my phone, every time I got something in my mind, I got to write it down, because you never know how it's going to relate or how you're going to use it later in time.
That's how I did with songs, poems. Like I write songs and stuff like that, and like poems, stories, and all kinds of. And I'd have notebooks, just notebooks of filled stuff. I'm thinking, one of these days I'll put this in a book. One of these days, but that's an amazing. That's an amazing story. And for the viewers, tell me about a little about where you're from, where you grew up.
Man, so I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico, but I've been in New Jersey ever since. I've been in New Jersey over 35 years, going back and forth, you know what I mean? But this always been my home state, you know what I mean? So I've never really left. I've just been here. I travel and stuff like that, but it's always been New Jersey. I went to Trent High, as you know what I mean? I remember from there. I was in Martin Luther King, Junior 5, Junior 1. I mean, I went through all them schools. This is where I'm at. So to go through all that and be in those schools and everything, and to be here where I'm at now is definitely a blessing.
Right? It's like you look back and like, man, I had to go through all that to be here. It's amazing. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. I often work alone, and in certain spots, and sometimes I have no music, no nothing, and you sit there and like, damn, where I'm at now in life is like where I went through all this to be where I'm at now. So it's you got to look at it as a blessing.
And I do. I mean, I think about everything I went through, and I'm like, wow, man, I can't believe all that happened, But if none of that would have happened, then maybe I wouldn't be right here right now,
That's how I see it. It's like I said. Remember how I said things happen a certain way, and God makes it happen. It's your time, and that's how it all comes back full circle. That's how you got to look at it.
It's definitely how I look at it. It's a blessing.
100%.
It's a blessing in disguise, man.
And again, it's Beyond Demons, right? Beyond Demons by Andreas de Jesus. Pick it up. It's an amazing, it's an amazing backstory, amazing author. You're up in personal and close with us, in the conversation. Feel free to like and subscribe and share if you like the content. If you want to comment, where we can get the book or something. If you have a comment on the page, comment on on below. But we appreciate if you like, subscribe, and share, and let us know. And maybe we'll see them back up here, soon. You got any shout outs?
I got a lot of shout outs. Definitely to my brother, Arnaldo, Chris over there, the manager, my spouse, my kids, definitely my kids, all of them. I got 3 kids. They're all a blessing. And if it wasn't for them, I don't think I even would have finished or made it here. So they're definitely them. Edna Roman, which is a family member that's also an author that helped me direct everything and helped me kind of like put the steps in so I could make it this far, Like she helped me a lot. My family, my friends, there's a lot of people. If I keep going, we'll be here forever.
No, you got a minute. You can throw in some shout outs, because listen, if you watch and he's gonna throw his shout out, make sure you like and make sure you either read the book or buying the book. Like, subscribe, and share, and comment on below. If you know us, if you if you bought the book, if you read the book, feel free to comment. We appreciate it. Again, if you have any more shout outs, go ahead.
Yeah,
just a couple more shout outs.
That's it for now. I want to just mention I have the Beyond Demons Facebook, which is Beyond_Demons. Same for Instagram, Beyond_Demons. TikTok, Beyond_Demons. I post updates on the book and the upcoming books, and we do videos and everything that promote. You know what I mean? That's have the stories.
One
and
more
stuff like
time, give all that information. Give all the information where we can get the book, all the information of the websites. One more time, because sometimes people scroll and they scroll fast. So one more time.
Gotcha. It's on Facebook, Beyond_Demons. Instagram, Beyond_Demons. TikTok, Beyond_Demons. We post about the book, any updates of upcoming books. We post videos about the books to promote and everything. So you can find me there. You can leave a message, however you want, comment. I answer back.
And my name is Ralph. I'm also known as DJ Noise. This is my show, In My Circle. If you have a great story, let us know. Contact us. Contact me. If you know me, contact me. If you got a great story, let us know. Let us know. This is, it's in my circle because not just anybody can come up on the show. You have to be in my circle. And, again, like, subscribe, and share, and comment if you read the book, gonna buy the book. Again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's Andreas De Jesus with Beyond Demons. Check out the book. It was a pleasure, definitely a pleasure to coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time.
No problem. It's my pleasure. And it's in my circle, and we're out of here. Take us away, producer. Good?